Wolfland Magazine YouTube channel,
where long-distance relationships thrive.
I'm Devin Yobert, and this is my handsome husband, Johan.
When you're in long-distance relationships, traveling is inevitable. So we want to share a few tips that we have learned over the years to make traveling easier and save you some money. And also, so you don't make the same mistakes that we did.
Yes, and here are some awesome tips that you should take into consideration before you travel.
So when I traveled from Australia to the US, often I booked the international leg of my flight separate from the domestic flight, because I could get a really good deal on the international flights from Brisbane to Los Angeles. There are some drawbacks to this though. When your baggage will not be booked through if you book the flight separate, and that gives a chance for it to get lost. And also, if you have a larger allocation of baggage on your international flight but not on your domestic one, you might have to pay extra for your baggage. One really important thing to do is to double check your times for your flights, and then double check them again and again. You can't check it enough. I remember the first time that I had to come visit Devon, I knew the time that I had to fly. Yes, I knew it. And then I missed my flight. I called her up and I said, Devon, well, you're going to be mad at me. My flight left half an hour ago.
I was like, what?
She said she was going to hit me with a blow-up hammer.
At least
I told her I was going to hit myself with a real hammer, because that cost me a whole new plane ticket for the next day to fly to the US. So make sure that you check those times, and also to get to the airport early. If they say 2 hours, maybe get there 3 hours before the time, because you never know with how busy the flights are and TSA and everything. It's just much more relaxing knowing that you're early enough and you can get through everything, and then go find your gate and just sit down and relax. Research shows that the best times to book your flights are either on Tuesdays or over the weekends. This might differ whether you're booking international flights or domestic flights and where you're booking from, but it is something good to keep in mind.
So we had a friend who booked a flight from Las Vegas to Stockholm, Sweden through Norwegian Air, and she booked it with the Norwegian currency instead of the American and saved like $200 to $300. So that is something that you can try doing. Checking into that. It might not work for some countries' currencies, but it's worth a try to save some money. You're going to want to make sure that you have the correct visa to enter the country. Some countries require visas and some don't.
So an easy way to do that is just to Google and see if you need one to go into that country. Just Google your country's name, travel visa, and the destination country. Or you can go onto the website for your country's embassy as well. You should be able to get the information from there. Also, one important thing to know is that sometimes you do need a visa when you're transiting through a country. We know people who have made this mistake, unfortunately, and they couldn't actually get onto their flight, even though they didn't know that they needed a visa, because they thought they were just transiting through the country, and they were, but they actually had to leave the international area into the domestic area before they transited to the other country. So they did need a visa. This is really important so that you don't miss your flight. You can actually fly to that country.
Another really good thing that you should do is follow your consulate or embassy in that country that you're traveling to. When I went to meet up with Johan in South Africa, I followed the American embassy or consulate in South Africa so that I would be updated with anything that was going on. Another good thing that you can sign up for through your embassy is the STEP program, which is the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, which they will end up sending you any updates on anything that is important that you should know, like security or any national disasters or anything like that, which is good to know.
It is also really important that you print off all your documents. If you have bookings or anything like that in the other country, or even your plane tickets, because in the US you can have it on your phone all the time, but that's not the case when you fly international or even in other countries. They might require you to have a printed document in order to fly, so it's really important, and then have it all together. And also make sure that you have the contact information of the places you're going. If you're going to visit your partner, have their address, have the phone number and everything. Remember when Devon's sister came to visit us for the first time in Australia, she got to the she got to Brisbane.
She got to Brisbane, and then all of a sudden she was in front of the guy and was like, he asked her, "Where are you traveling? Where are
you staying the first night?" And she didn't know the address, and she's like, and I don't know if her phone was dead or anything, but she didn't have our phone number even or anything. And then later she found out that our luggage was not at the airport, it was lost, and she couldn't tell them where to send the luggage because she didn't have the address. She had to call them later to give them the address. So make sure you write the stuff down, because you don't know if your phone might be dead, you don't know anything. Have everything printed that you need, write everything down that you need, and keep it together in one spot.
It's super important, yeah. It'll really help you so that you don't have stress later, because that's not fun. It's also a good thing to have extra pair of clothes in your hand luggage, so that if you lose your luggage, then you're covered for a little bit.
Yeah, it does happen. We flew to DC once and we didn't get our luggage for a whole day, and luckily we had some clothes with us. So make sure that you do that.
It's really helpful. So.
We really hope that these tips have helped you, and if you want any more actionable tips, then please subscribe to our channel and follow us.
Yes, and also, what are some traveling tips that we didn't mention that have helped you when you've been traveling to see your partner?
Yes, please leave those in the comments below. Thank you for watching. See you guys later.
Bye.